What's going on, guys? Chocula here. We are going to be talking about camping bowls today. What is my favorite, what I've used, what's out there. Let's do it. But I can't do it here because I'm in my little cubby. Let's go to the garage where I can grab some of the bowls that I've used and start this video there. What the heck? Oh yeah, that's in the way. So this is a giant unicorn sprinkler that Syntax 77 and his wife got for our kids. And I was playing with that yesterday. Well, they were. I realized that it was ginormous. And I had nowhere to put it. And I didn't want to deflate it because it took forever to inflate. But I did use it to water my flowers. It works pretty good. And the neighbors and anybody that drove by thought I was completely mad. So right now, it's like a stable in here. So let me move the unicorn. We should give it a name. So I can get to my camping stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. My camping bowl of choice. You've seen it before in many videos, but I call it the Taco Bell bowl. Apparently you can get this bowl at all kinds of fast food restaurants, and honestly I want to get another one for Danielle, so you're going to do that with me today. This was a bowl that I got a long time ago, and I hate it. I hate it because it's expensive for what it is. I hate it because it keeps the smell in. Like I put some food in there and I pretty sure it still smells like that no matter what I do to it. It's just this plastic that holds smell. So like it freaks me out and it makes my food taste different. And it's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy. Stupid bowl. It's the Sea to Summit, and it folds up into a flat pan, which is a great point because it can nest better than most things, but it's heavy and it just not for me. Not for me. This one doesn't nest too good, but it's like a feather. Doesn't weigh anything hardly, and it's been holding up. It has never cracked or anything. It's my favorite bowl. But it does nest with what I have, so I end up putting it on top of my pot and pan that I use for everything. So not only do I put some stuff into the pot when I go camping, like my spoon and my cup, but that bowl, even though it doesn't nest very good, does fit on the top of this. Okay. And I can put some stuff inside of this too. Some cleaning stuff, which I've done in the past. So I make it work for me. But if nesting is your thing, this might not be the one, unless you have a bigger pot that it can fit into. And since I only have 2 here, we gotta go check out some other ones. The first one we're gonna look at is this Delta Bowl by Sea to Summit. As much as I don't like the brand Sea to Summit, this bowl is not too shabby. It has a plastic that won't keep the smell in like the other bowl that I have at home, but it's also not too bad in terms of weight. It's 2.7 ounces, which is 78 grams. It also has a nice little handle on the side so you can kind of hold the bowl a little easier. And also, I'm sure you can put a little carabiner on there and keep it on the side of your pack if you didn't want to put it inside of the pack. And this bowl is about $7. The next bowl we're going to look at is the one I have at home, which is that Sea to Summit X Bowl, which folds up and has that terrible plastic. And it weighs 80 grams, and that's about 2.8 ounces. And this bowl is about $14. It also comes in a bigger version, which is the extra large bowl, and weighs 3.9 ounces, which is about 110 grams. Also very heavy for what it is. And again, I don't like the way the plastic holds the smell in. Good thing is you can also use this as a chopping board if you wanted to when you make it flat. And this bowl is about $18. Now another option is a $5 bowl by GSI. It's called the Infinity Bowl. It's about 65 grams, which is 2.3 ounces. Now for about $8, you get a nice stainless steel nesting bowl from MSR, which comes in at 3 ounces, which is 84 grams. And if you're into the heavier stuff, that is probably a pretty solid bowl. So that basically sums it up for the stuff they have here in the store. The one bowl that I would possibly consider changing to, other than my Wawa Taco Bell bowl, is something Syntex 77 has, which we're gonna go over and check out right now. That's the bowl.
This is the bowl.
It's by Fossils. Is that how you say it?
With a Z, I think. Yeah.
Fozzles.
Fozzles.
Fozzles. It's like trail killers. So this bowl is the only other bowl that I would ever consider changing from my fast food bowl. And the reason for that is because it can turn into a piece of paper. Basically, I could turn it into the bowl and nest it a little easier, I think, and it may very well weigh less than my bowl, if not very close. I was concerned about it leaking, and Syntex 77 has used it so many times that if it leaked, he wouldn't use it anymore, I'm pretty sure. So let's check this out in terms of weight.
Yeah, let's see. This will do 1/4 ounces. Hold on. It's dead. Good thing we have 2 scales.
Nice.
Can you see through that? Because oh, it's bouncing around.
Hold on, let me move it
God, it's
over, and we might see it through there. Well, let's turn it into a bowl.
Oh,
This will be a good demonstration.
okay.
So
That's smart. That's smart.
it's got these little snaps on these corners. And now, just like that, it is a nesting bowl.
Yep. And now we can see the weight, which is 40 grams. Sorry.
40 grams.
So, ounce and a half.
Not
Close.
bad. All right.
1.4 ounces.
So, how do you like this bowl, honestly?
I like it a lot.
Yeah. And it doesn't leak?
No, because all the folds, I mean, you can see go obviously all the way up to the top. And then when you want to clean it, obviously it gets in there a little bit, but it's not the end of the world because I usually just put it flat.
Yeah.
Put it in the stream,
Yes.
and it's done. And it's a cutting board.
Oh, man.
But
It's a
don't
dual
use a
cutting
steak
board.
knife. I use a steak knife on mine, and now I have lines all over it.
All right.
But, you know, for just staging and stuff,
It comes in a cool green, too. I saw online.
there's at least green. I have
Because
a
I
green
just
one
looked
for
this
Sarah.
up, and there was like a 3-piece set for $17.99.
With cups, I think.
Yes,
Cup,
that's
a
pretty
plate
cheap.
bowl. Yeah, I haven't tried the plate bowl, but I imagine it's pretty nice. It's a little wider, obviously.
Yes.
And there's cups, too. Yeah, you can do the whole set. But I just have these. They work good. I
Cool.
like it.
Cool. All right, so now we have to go get a bowl for my wife because I've been using this fast food bowl for a very long time, and Danielle always ends up using a heavier bowl that I cannot stand, which is a Sea to Summit, which I've talked about numerous times already, and I won't do it again. So I'm gonna get her that bowl, and we're gonna do a little review on that, and then decide if I'm gonna spend some money on getting this or not. For $2.49, can you just put that in a bowl and not wrap it? Thank you. Now this is something I didn't know they had, which is tops that go on. Depending on how strong this actually is pretty nice plastic also. I may take this with me because if I'm doing noodle soup, I can put this on and let it steam and keep the heat on a little bit better. So this is a bonus. Very cool. I'll have to remember that. At Wawa they have actual tops for the bowl. Bonus time. So instead of getting a salad, I ended up asking them not to wrap my sandwich and just to put it in a bowl. So once I'm done eating my food, I have a free camping bowl. Let's get home and weigh it and talk about it a little bit. All right, I am back home. I'm gonna rinse this thing out, dry it off, and then weigh it. Now this is a brand new bowl, and it looks just like the bowl I've had for years. I've used it multiple times, I've washed it over and over, and it's still holding up just like if I would have had it the first time. So in terms of durability, they're great. I mean, it's a plastic that can take a beating, for sure. 18 to 19 grams. That is light. even with this fancy lid here, 29 to 30 grams. That's pretty amazing. And this is something new to me, which I might just add into the collection. But even with the lid, it's the lightest choice out of everything we looked at. Let's talk about it. All right, we talked about the durability of this thing. I'm sure I could smash this and break it if I really, really wanted to, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. And I, again, have been using a bowl like this for years and never had an issue with it. And realistically, if something happened to it, it didn't cost me anything except a meal. So this is definitely the cheapest option. It's the lightest option. What it lacks though, is it's not so great to nest things in because of these rivets that they put in here to stack them in bulk for the fast food restaurant. Now, that's not to say that I can't figure out how to nest it, because as I showed you before, I figured out how to utilize the top part of my container where this sits on. So technically it nests for me. It also has a nice little spot here that kind of acts as a handle when you're moving it around, which is nice. Little tab. And now that I have this, bonus piece. I really think that this might be something I take with me, because I do a lot of times put noodle soup in here and I end up putting something else over top of it that I can find. And now I can just put this over top of it and keep some heat and steam in there, which is pretty solid. And even with this, it's still lighter than the other options. If I was gonna buy something, and not go with the free option, I'd go with Syntax 77's bowl of choice. And I just think that's a super cool idea, and it definitely would fit anywhere, no matter how I pack it. So that's my take on the bowls for camping. Do what you will. You know, there's all kinds of stuff, and I've definitely tried some other bowls, especially the Sea to Summit one that I cannot stand, and I told you already why I don't like it. It's heavy, it keeps smell in there. Sea to Summit does have another version that we saw today that won't keep smelling. It's a harder plastic, but it's actually pretty heavy compared to our free option at Wawa and our little cutting board that turns into a bowl. So, hope you enjoyed that. Do what you're gonna do with your bowls. That's my review on them. I'll talk to you guys later.